Yo, guys, I hope you're well. So, guys, I've been in and out all day, so I haven't really caught up with the news that Labour are going to listen and act on Baroness Casey's recommendations regarding the grooming scandal and the whole absolute, I don't even know what to say behind this. So we've been saying for so long, I've been saying since the day I launched this channel and even before my previous channel, about how we are sick and tired of this government turning a deaf ear to what we've been saying about investigating all of these criminals. That's what we should call them, involved in this grooming scandal, from the PDFs and perpetrators to the ones who facilitated them, and for the ones who didn't want to investigate, and the ones who actually called the girls, remember, as child prostitutes. Really? Anyway, guys, I haven't seen this. Like, the only thing I saw on the TV was Yvette Cooper apologizing. And she was apologizing historically for this government and previous governments' lack of compassion, lack of empathy, and lack of will to do anything about these grooming gangs. So, guys, let's watch this. It's only about 2 minutes long. Not too sure what she's going to say, but I haven't heard what she said today. So I've only seen that 30-second clip. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Yvette Cooper, the Home Secretary, is going to say and how she's going to package this, because the Labour government had absolutely no intention of acquiescing to our concerns and to our pleas for a public inquiry into everything and into all regions. They absolutely said and unequivocally said no. So what's changed their opinions? What's changed their outlook? What's changed their ideas? Must be in something that Baroness Casey has said. But this should be not a shock or a surprise to them, because we've been saying this to the Labour government for almost a year now. So, guys, anyway, let's check out Yvette Cooper. Let's check out what Louise Casey, I didn't realise her name was Louise, Baroness Casey's got to say about this, the grooming gangs. Guys, let's check it out.
And earlier this year, I also commissioned Baroness Louise Casey to undertake a rapid national audit of the nature, scale and characteristics of gang-based exploitation.
Guys, I want to just highlight something here. So in this picture, I've just noticed we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 women. And is that Eagles? I can't remember what her name was, but she's one of the few Labour MPs I know from back in the days. That's Raina there as well. And yeah, we know that. But as a woman, I would have thought they'd have had more empathy to these young girls and what these girls have gone through. Really? It doesn't seem to have been that way. So maybe behind closed doors, I don't know. But as a woman, I'd have thought you'd have had more empathy for girls who have told people that they've been abused, they've been the R word, they've been farmed out left, right, and Chelsea, but doesn't seem that way. Absolutely shocking. And I think this one behind, isn't that, I can't remember the girl's name, but she's the safeguarding minister, Jess something. I've forgotten her name. Is it Jess? I can't remember her name, but really, it's just something that just struck me. All these women sitting here on the front bench, and not one of them had the courage to actually stand up and say, hang on a second, there must be more to this than meets the eye. So guys, let's get this.
And earlier this year, I also commissioned Baroness Louise Casey to undertake a rapid national audit of the nature, scale and characteristics of gang-based exploitation. The findings of her audit are damning. At its heart, she identifies a deep-rooted failure to treat children as children.
Deep-rooted failure to treat children as children. And that's what I've said, because they call these children child prostitutes. Really? That is just, it makes my blood boil. I've heard that on many occasions. This is the police. These are people in authority, social workers. Really? What kind of image? What does that do to these children? I just don't know. It's devastating.
A continued failure to protect children and teenage girls from rape, from exploitation and serious violence, and from the scars that last a lifetime. She finds...
That is correct. Those scars are so deep, they will last for a lifetime, and potentially even more could be passed on to their offspring if they have offspring. This is damage, it's generational damage. And this is something I've been thinking of for a long time. Is this something that, or is this one of the reasons why they've allowed these grooming gangs, these PDFs to happen? Is it because they want to destroy the very structure of our society? Because if you damage children, children will go on to have children. And so a lot of the damage that you inflict on those children could be passed on to the children's children. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking out of the box here. But is this what they want? Just to destroy our society? I don't know. This is something I've been thinking about. Why would they let these grooming gangs do what they've done for year after year, decade after decade, if they don't want to destroy the fabric of our society? Why? I don't know.
Serious violence and from the scars that last a lifetime. She finds too much fragmentation in the authorities' response, too little sharing of information, too much reliance on flawed data, too much...
Everything's compartmentalized. You hear that in the FBI, the CIA. This department only knows what they're supposed to know, nothing more, nothing less. So that's why it's so easy for things to happen, things to fall apart. Some people say it leads to strength because leaks don't get out or something, but sometimes it leads to weakness as well. So, yeah.
And from the scars that last a lifetime. She finds too much fragmentation in the authorities' response, too little sharing of information, too much reliance on flawed data, too much denial, too little justice, too many criminals getting off.
Too many criminals getting off. The criminals are not just the perpetrators, but those people who facilitated and those people who put their heads in the sand. They are as equally guilty in my eyes as the PDFs.
Too much denial, too little justice, too many criminals getting off, too many victims being let down. In the local data that the audit examined from 3 police forces, they identify clear evidence of overrepresentation among suspects of Asian and Pakistani heritage men. And she refers to examples of organisations avoiding the topic altogether for fear of appearing racist or raising community tensions.
So this is the joke, isn't it? Isn't the law meant to be blind to colour, race, sex, age, gender? Isn't the law meant to be the law, and that is it? It's been manipulated, hasn't it?
Altogether for fear of appearing racist or raising community tensions. Baroness Casey sets out 12 recommendations for change. We will take action on all of them immediately because we cannot afford more wasted years.
So Yvette Cooper's just said they're going to take action immediately because they can't afford to waste the time and the years they've already wasted. So what was this? Was this in February or March when it was raised again? When we had people like the Amos family, people like that asking for their incidents to be included in any inquiry as well. And Labour categorically told them, no, not interested. We're going to go ahead with the 20 or so other recommendations and we'll just do localised inquiries, this, that and everything else. Yeah.
We will take action on all of them immediately because we cannot afford more wasted years. So we will introduce new laws to protect children and support victims so they stop being blamed for the appalling crimes committed against them. New major police operations to pursue perpetrators and put them behind bars.
So who is going to police the police who ignored the children? Who is going to police the police who called those children child prostitutes? Who is going to police the police who denied the children their rights when the children came forward and actually told the police they were being abused? Who is going to police the police? That is a question that I want to ask because the police need to be investigated. Anyone, the police, the councils, the social workers, all of those people who turned a deaf ear to the children, they need to be investigated and they need to be interrogated as to what part they played or what part they didn't play. That's something to think about.
New major police operations to pursue perpetrators and put them behind bars. New national inquiry to direct local investigations and hold institutions to account for past failures. New ethnicity data and research so we face up to the facts on exploitation and abuse. New action across children's services and other agencies to identify children at risk. And further action to support child victims and tackle the new forms of exploitation and abuse online. Taken together, this will mark the biggest programme of work ever pursued to root out the scourge of grooming gangs and child sexual exploitation.
So I have a question, and I've got an issue with this as well. So this is only a 2-minute piece, but I'm not hearing anything about these people, the PDFs. We have a terror watch list. So is there an equivalent watch list for PDFs, for groomers, abusers? And if there isn't, why isn't there a watch list? This list should be as important, I don't know, as the terror watch list. These people need to be on this list and they need to be watched and monitored at all times. So if you cannot prosecute them at a stage, but you have a very strong suspicion that these people are doing nefarious things, then they should be on a grooming list, a PDF list, whatever the list is going to be called. These people should all be on that list. And if the list runs to thousands of people, I don't care. That list should be there, and that list should be there forever. And it is an active list, not a dormant list, an active list. So if the person did a crime or is suspected of doing a crime in the 1980s, the 90s, the 2000s, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They should be on that list forever, in perpetuity, if that's the right word. I can't say it. But this list needs to be done as soon as possible. And this list, even if it's 10,000 people long, these people need to be on that list. They need to be actively monitored. And at some point, we take them down. When we have enough evidence to take them down, we take them down. We cannot afford to let our children be prey to these people for one day longer, not one day longer. These PDFs, these abusers, these groomers, these traffickers, whatever they are the scum of the earth, and they need to be taken off our streets. They really do. That's all I'm going to say, guys. So let me know down here in the comment section what you think. I'm so sorry. I've got problems with my sinuses, so if I'm shouting, I apologize. But guys, this is so serious. So yeah, it looks like Yvette Cooper, the Labour government, are finally pulling their fingers out. I have no idea where they're pulling their finger out from, but in some cases, is it too little, too late? I don't know. But these guys need to move quickly, and they need to act on any intelligence they have. So if they've got intelligence on gangs in Bradford, gangs in Rochdale, gangs in Leicester, or wherever, act on it as soon as possible. These children, they deserve our protection. They deserve us to protect them. They deserve a fair chance in life. They deserve not to be ignored. Guys, I am so angry about this. I really am angry, because we've wasted another, what's Labour being involved? 11 months? We've wasted another year. Another year. And goodness knows how many more children have been abused in that year. So guys, these people need to get cracking. Get on with it.